Another video for you with more news stories from Ethiopia and Eritrea. First news story is about a statement from Eritrean Afar National Congress. The group based abroad issued a statement 2 days ago saying that 500 Eritrean soldiers had defected and their lives were in danger. Today, the group released another statement. It says that some soldiers have been forcibly taken back to Eritrea by Eritrean Defense Force. Second news story is about two Ethiopian journalists, two women who are due to appear at a court on Monday. Thirdly, we'll have a look at Jawar's second appearance on his tour of Europe. He was in Paris a few minutes ago. He delivered a speech there. Yesterday, he was in Nuremberg, Germany. Fourthly, 10 opposition parties of Ethiopia have formed an alliance, COP, Caucus of Opposition Parties. The 10 parties have shared their alternative roadmap to conduct a national dialogue. Lastly, viewers, Tigray backed news sources and now Amhara region-based politicians, they are sharing maps after maps. Both are trying to prove that Western Tigray, Humera, Volkai, Sagede, was part of Tigray or not part of Tigray. We have seen some researches conducted by professors who are seen as pro-Tigray. Today, an Ethiopian member of parliament who is from Amhara region shared a map as well. A first news story is about a statement from Eritrean Afar National Congress, EANC. This group is based abroad. It has been fighting for an independent Afar country. It wants Afar regions, Afar territories in Eritrea and perhaps in Ethiopia as well to be an independent country. This group 2 days ago released a statement. The group claimed that 500 soldiers, EDF soldiers, Eritrean Defense Force soldiers who are of Afar descent had defected and they had reached Afar Eritrea border, Ethiopian Afar Eritrea border. We know that Afars live in Eritrea, Afars are serving in military as well. Afars live in Ethiopia too. Ethiopian Afar serving in Ethiopian regional forces, ENDF as well. Now, this group has released another statement. The group claims that 500 Eritrean Afar soldiers who defected, they managed to reach Bada Admorag, which is on Ethiopia-Eritrea border. Then Eritrean Defense Force generals in 2 helicopters, they intercepted at least 54 of these defectors and they forcibly took 36 soldiers back to Eritrea. 18 are missing. Their whereabouts are unknown. They are somewhere in Ethiopia or in areas close to Ethiopia-Eritrea border. The group says that these 36 Afar Eritrean soldiers, they were forcibly taken from Afar region of Ethiopia, that they had managed to enter Afar, but Eritrean Defense Force forcibly abducted them from the Afar region of Ethiopia. And hundreds are still there in border areas, their lives are in danger. Now, EANC is calling upon international community to intervene to protect these Eritrean Afar soldiers. Now, why is that this group is calling upon international community? First of all, this group should address Ethiopian government. If an operation has been conducted on Ethiopian soil, then Ethiopian government must clarify, was there any breach of Ethiopian sovereignty? Did EDF helicopters landed in a far region of Ethiopia? But the group is not mentioning Ethiopia. It just wants international community to take action. I think Ethiopian government should respond to these rumors or claims. What is happening on a far Eritrea border? Eritrean government will remain silent. I don't think they will issue statement. And when I shared their first claim, several viewers said this group EANC shares false information. So Eritrean government is not expected to speak. I think Ethiopia should speak. Afar regional government should issue a statement. Was there any operation in Afar by Eritrean Defense Force? A second news story is about two Ethiopian journalists in custody for more than a week. They'll appear at a court tomorrow on Monday. The names are Meskeram Abera and Meaza Mohammed. Meaza was arrested once in the past as well, a few weeks ago. Then she was released. Meskeram Abera is a lecturer. Both have been opposing Ethiopian government's recent actions in Amhara region when the government launched a military operation against Fano, against activists, against journalists, speaking for Fano, speaking in support of Fano. Let's see, will the court grant bail to these two women on Monday? We'll update you on Monday. Thirdly, Jawar was in Paris today. Yesterday he was in Nuremberg, Germany. On Saturday and on Sunday he was in Paris there. He delivered a speech again calling for peace, but gathering in Paris was smaller than the gathering we saw in Nuremberg yesterday. And in Germany he spoke for around an hour, but here in Paris he spoke for just around 25-30 minutes. The crowd was charged. It wasn't as big as the one which we saw in Nuremberg, Germany. On daily basis, Jawar is continuing his engagement with Ethiopian diaspora, especially Oromo diaspora in Europe and in North America as well. He will travel to, I think. Fourthly, viewers, very important news story is about an alliance formed by 10 opposition parties of Ethiopia. Caucus of Opposition Parties, COP, is the name of this union, you can say. COP has shared an alternative roadmap for an inclusive political national dialogue in Ethiopia. First question is, which 10 parties are members of this union? Firstly, from Oromia, we have Oromo Federalist Congress, Jawar Baklegarba Party. Secondly, Oromo Liberation Front, OLF, led by Dawood Ibsa, Colonel Gamachayana, others. From Somali region, there is Ogaden National Liberation Front, ONLF. From Afar, two parties, Afar People's Party and Justice and Democratic Party of Afar. Tigray Arena Party from Tigray, Heber Party, and one from Wolaita as well. What are these parties demanding? These parties in a joint statement say that first of all, there should be cessation of hostilities in Ethiopia. Fighting should come to an end before the start of a national dialogue. First condition. Ceasefire. Fighting should come to an end. And after this fighting, after the end of this fighting, confidence building measures should be taken, like resumption of aid to all the people who are in need of aid, like providing security to the people who will be participants in the national dialogue, and release of political prisoners. So after ceasefire, CBMs, dialogue should start. But dialogue should have participation of all players, all parties, political parties, other groups as well. And these parties, all these stakeholders should decide the agenda. All players, all parties must be allowed to be part of agenda setting. Then dialogue should start. But this dialogue must have oversight of neutral facilitators. Dialogue should be held, neutral facilitators, decision should be made with consensus, then implementation should start with international oversight where required. So, the parties are demanding restructuring of National Dialogue Commission. We know that National Dialogue Commission is already working. Ethiopian Parliament approved the draft law, and it's a law now. The Dialogue Commission is working. It is holding meetings. But these parties want restructuring of the National Dialogue Commission. We can say that this union wants start of dialogue from scratch. And before that, the parties want an end to fighting, an international oversight as well. Will the government agree? I don't think so. Government is backing its dialogue commission. It's difficult that the government will agree to these conditions. But question is, why is TPLF not part of this union? Is it because it's banned? Because so far, TPLF and OLA both are terrorist organizations according to Ethiopian constitution. Ethiopian law. Last year, Ethiopian Parliament declared them as terrorist organizations. Maybe that's why they're not part of this alliance. So let's see, will the government respond to these ideas, these alternative conditions shared by these parties for an inclusive and impartial political national dialogue in Ethiopia. Lastly, viewers, Tigray and Amhara government officials and some sources backed by the two regions, they are sharing maps after maps to prove that Western Tigray, Amhara, Volkai, Sagade, is part of Tigray or otherwise. We have seen several maps shared by Professor John Nyson of Ghent University. He has been working in collaboration with Macaulay University of Tigray. And he has shared several maps to prove that Tigray, Western Tigray was always part of Tigray. From 18th century, from 19th century, he has shared some maps, some details to prove that Western Tigray was never part of Amhara region. Then today, a member of parliament from the Amhara region of Ethiopia also shared a map. His name is Desalin Chene. He is from Nama, National Movement of Amhara's political party. He shared a map on his timeline, Twitter timeline, and he says that in 1983, National Geographic magazine posted a map. And on the map, Tigray is not sharing border with Sudan. So he seems to be saying that in 1983, Amhara, Volkai, Sag, they were not part of Tigray. I personally think that the two sides will keep on sharing maps, but it won't serve any purpose. They'll have to sit and talk to resolve this issue once and for all. By sharing maps from 1983 or 1839, the issue cannot be resolved. Ground realities in 1839 and 1983 and in 2022 are different. You'll have to resolve this issue according to existing ground realities. You need to put an end to this conflict. You'll have to make some concessions. Both parties will have to make some concessions. Let's see, will they?